My name is Paul Borosky, and I am the owner of FinanceHomeworkHelp.net. And what I'm here to do today is to show y'all how to solve for the expected rate of return by creating a template in Excel. And so once we're done with this video, y'all will be able to see step by step how to create a template to solve for the expected rate of return. And if y'all don't feel like going through the hassle and the aggravation of making your own template, just go to this website right here, and you can go ahead and purchase a completed template which will solve your expected rate of return. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to title this, and we're going to title this expected rate of return. All right, and then every time that I do this, I do like to put all my titles in yellow, and then I'll bold it as well. And so the next thing I also like to do is to put it right here, and this is where the answer is going to be, and I'm going to put the answer in gray. And so by the time that we're done with this, I'm going to put all my calculations to solve the expected rate of return right in this box right here. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a little block that's going to allow us to take inputs into the various components needed to solve the expected rate of return. And so the way this usually starts for finance courses is that they're going to give you an exceptional return. So they'll give you an exceptional return, a normal return, and then a below average return. All right, and then what we'll do here is they'll also give us the probabilities of what the returns are going to be, and then they'll give us an interest rate, and then we're going to need a weighted average. All right, and so now that we've got this structure right here set up, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bold these. We'll put a box around it, make it look nice and pretty. And we'll do the same thing with the labels here. We'll bold those, and then we'll put a box here and a box here. And so now what we need to do here is we need to, they're going to give us, in any kind of finance problem with something like this, they're going to tell us the probability. And they'll say there's probably a 25% probability of exceptional return. There's probably a 50% probability of a normal return. And there's another 25% probability of a below average return. Next thing we want to do is we want to sum these up. We want to add them all together. We want to make sure this is 100%, because if this is not 100%, then we know we typed in one of the problems wrong. The next thing they're going to tell us is interest rate. So if it's an exceptional return, it'll be a 15% return. If it's a normal return, it'll be a 6% return. And if it's a below average return, it'll be a negative 20% return. Again, these are the pieces of information they're going to give you when trying to solve this type of a problem. So we're going to put these in blue. And so blue means you can change them. Gray means you don't change those numbers or calculations. The next step that we need to do is we need to multiply the probability of the exceptional return by that interest rate. And we'll do the same thing with the normal return. We'll multiply that by the interest rate. And then finally, we're going to take the below average return and we're going to multiply that by that interest rate. Once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and make these four cells gray because we don't want to change those. And then we'll put a box around it. So once we're done with that, the next step to do the expected rate of return is to add together all of the weighted averages. And so that gives us a 1.75% expected rate of return. And the final step is to type an equal sign and to pull that information up there. And so let's go ahead and we'll try this. We'll go ahead and change some numbers and see how this works. So let's say this right here, the expected return is supposed to be 30%. And this tells us right here that this is 105%, so that's not possible, so we need to change another number. So we'll change the below average return to 20%. We've got 100% here, And then our expected return for this project or whatever we're trying to solve is going to be 3.5%. And so that's all we need. So now when using this template, all you got to do is change the probabilities and change the interest rates, and all your calculations are going to roll over for you. If y'all don't feel like going through the hassle of creating this template, just go to this website right here and you can purchase an already completed template. And if y'all ever need some help with some finance tutoring, don't hesitate to give me a call or send me a message. All right, thank you. I hope this was helpful.